The families of Surinamese activists laying further opposition to the government in the 1980s say decades of suffering and sluggish legal proceedings have been prolonged by the apparent inability of authorities to locate the man at the center of it all. Former President DACIA 78 dominated politics in the tiny South American country for decades, leading a coup in 1980 and finally leaving office in 2020. 5 years ago, he and 6 others were convicted for their role in the 1982 murders of 15 leading government critics, including lawyers, journalists, union leaders, soldiers, and university professors. DACIA had claimed the murdered men were connected to an invasion plot, was sentenced to 20 years in prison. The conviction went partly on the testimony of a union leader who survived the incident at a colonial fortress in capital Paramaribo. Was upheld by Suriname's top court in December, ending more than 16 years of legal maneuvering. DACIA and his former bodyguard Iwan Dijaskil failed to report to prison in January, touching off a manhunt and Interpol red notices. In an April 3 open letter, victims' families, human rights organizations, a trade union federation, and others asked the prosecutor's office and President Chan Santoki to urgently use all resources to track the men down. While in Trinidad, a mother has been arrested after being identified from a video posted on social media showing her verbally and physically abusing 2 young children. The Special Victims Department and Children's Authority are working on the case. A team went to the Hunt Road, San Juan, around 9 p.m. on Wednesday and located a woman who was informed of the report against her regarding the abuse of 2 children ages 3 and 9. In the video, the woman is heard carrying on a heated quarrel with neighbors while cursing, punching, slapping, and tossing around her children who cower and cry. Eventually, several people intervene and beat the woman. The children were removed from the home and placed under the care of the Children's Authority. Superintendent Claire Guy Allen commented on this matter, stating, "We know parenting can be stressful, however, all acts of violence against children are unequivocally condemned, and individuals facing challenges in childcare and protection are urged to seek assistance promptly." End of quote. Finally, news from Peru. Peru's Congress on Thursday voted twice against formally debating the launch of a process to impeach under fire President Dina Boluarte, who is facing a probe into her possession of expensive jewelry, including luxury watches. Boluarte, a former vice president who was rapidly sworn in as head of state by Congress in 2022 after her predecessor was impeached, is facing a probe for alleged illicit enrichment by improperly acquiring the high-end Rolex watches. She has denied all wrongdoing, but the case was further complicated this week when the probe expanded into bank deposits of unknown origin and other jewelry, including a valuable Cartier bracelet. Congress on Wednesday backed the government's new slate of ministers in the vote of confidence in the latest cabinet. Nearly a third of ministers resigned earlier this week following a weekend raid at Bolarte's residence. On Thursday, lawmakers rejected 2 separate motions to bring the topic of impeachment to debate. The first motion was rejected with 49 votes against to 33 in favor, while 12 abstained, and the second met a similar fate with 59 against, 32 in favor, and 11 abstentions. Approval had been an unlikely scenario as conservative and right-wing lawmakers had signaled support to the president, claiming they sought to avoid a major crisis. I'm DACIA Richards. Thank you for watching. Do have a productive weekend. Until next time.